That is incredibly weak for perhaps one of the most important issues of this election cycle. Okay? That's unacceptable. He can have like all the E.G. and Carroll, like, oh, she called her cat a vagina, all that stuff, all day, every day. But ultimately, elections are for adults. Elections are for suburban, upper middle class, white moms and dads. Okay? Those are the guys who vote. And those guys are very pissed off that the sweatiest, most psychotic losers in the Republican Party have been able to get this massive electoral victory without an election, okay, by way of the Supreme Court, by weaponizing these like elected people that they are not elected, sorry, appointed people. They're pissed off because it harms them, it harms their daughters, it harms their sons. You know what I mean? Who might accidentally knock someone up. Republicans get abortions, okay? Americans get abortions, Republicans get abortions. The fact that you would criminalize this process and continue pushing to criminalize it and to codify that criminalization is a really fucking bad idea, which is why I thought Trump would move away from that immediately. And here he is trying to basically say, oh, no, this is for normalcy, this is for reason, so that we can actually find a reasonable middle ground for abortion. Nobody wants that shit, dog. No fucking way. You're not Hillary Clinton, okay? No one in your party is voting for you because you are going to be the moderation guy. You're going to be the triangulation guy. You're going to be the guy who like is, focus grouping every kind of, sentiment, every kind of legislative agenda point that he has. You're the guy who reads the room and reads the room very well. All of this spells trouble for Donald Trump. I'll tell you that much. Sorry for, just ranting. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
I get it 100%. That was my time.
A really important question for you to answer, because this is something every Republican, including those who are running against you for the nomination, are being asked about is, would you sign a federal abortion ban into law?
And many of them are going to give you the same answer as I am. First of all, I am honored to have done what I did. And a lot of people said in 150 years, he's now the most consequential president because he saved so many lives. And I'm honored
okay, bro.
to have done it. And because of what I've done, we now have a great negotiating ability. That's what I do in life. I negotiate. We have a great negotiating ability, and I think we're going to be able to get something done.
What do you mean negotiating ability? Because the question that Republicans have, and some of your allies on Capitol Hill say that they want to introduce legislation when it comes to banning abortion. If they send it to your desk, would you sign it?
Some people are at 6 weeks. Some people are at 3 weeks,
where's
2 weeks.
President Trump?
President Trump is going to make a determination what he thinks is great for the country and what's fair for the country. But the fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade after 50 years of trying, they worked for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. They worked, and I was so honored to have done it. We are in a very good negotiating position right now, only because of what I was.
Dog. If it's a good thing, why are you talking about the triangulation? If it's a good thing, why are you talking about 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, 8 months? If it's a good thing, why are you owning it? You're owning it on the one side of your mouth, and then you're disowning it on the other side of your mouth by moving the goalposts away, shifting everyone's attention away from basically owning it. If it's that fucking good, why do you keep saying, well, it's great for negotiations? Motherfucker, what negotiations? You won. You took the dub. In this situation, if you truly were on board with the actions, you would say, we took the dub. We saved lives. That's it. Why can't he say that?
I don't know.
I know why.
Well, he needs his base.
Because it's deeply fucking unpopular, even in his own base. That's why. So now he has to say, oh, no, there is still a continued fight, a continued struggle. And I simply helped you get an upper hand here. That's not the case, though. You won.
Was able to do. And remember this, again, you talk about radicalism. People that will kill a baby in the 9th month or the 8th month or the 7th month or after the baby is born, they're the radicals, not the pro-life
I just want to
people.
give you. I just want to give you one more chance, though, because you did not answer whether or not you'd sign a federal abortion ban.
By the way, the counter to this is perfect. You say, oh, they're radicals. Okay. Name every single state that offers no exception. There are plenty of them. Name every single one and say, don't you think this is infinitely more radical? Because a 9-month abortion, a late-term abortion in the 3rd trimester is only happening because the mother, the carrier, has an non-viable fetus, or the fetus is basically doing harm to the carrier itself, threatening the fucking safety of the carrier. You stop that. You want to stop that from happening, and not only that, but you've stopped ectopic pregnancies from being terminated. There are teenagers that are dying, victims of incest, teenage pregnancies, victims of rape, that are fucking dying because you took away women's bodily autonomy. That's the radical position. And everybody knows that that's the radical position, which is why Trump is having such a fucking hard time recalibrating his commentary on this position in and of itself. That's it. He can fucking say 9-month abortions all day, every day.
Or how many weeks into pregnancy you believe abortion should be banned.
Yeah, but I've
Can you
given
answer
you,
either
I've
of those
given you
tonight?
the answer probably 4 times already.
Which one
I'm
is it,
looking,
though?
I'm
You have an
looking at
answer?
a solution that's going to work. Very
Yeah.
complex issue for the country.
Grab the
You have people
chicken
on both
breast
sides of an
tender
issue.
breast.
But
There's
we are
another
now
bag
in a
of
very
fries,
strong
too.
position. Pro-life people are in a strong
you.
position to make a deal that's going to be good and going to be satisfactory for them. If you weren't able to get rid of, you wouldn't even be having a discussion if you weren't able to get rid of Roe v. Wade, which put pro-life in a dead position, a horrible position. They could kill the baby at any time they wanted to, but we did something that nobody thought was doable. And other Republican presidents, and others, by the way, they wanted to get it out. They also wanted to bring it back to the states, but bringing it back to the states is a less important issue
But that's why
than
it's
the
the
issue that
question
we
about a
just talked
federal
about.
abortion ban. You did not say yes or no to.
Bro. This is terrible. He is so bad. He instead of taking the dub and saying a murder is a murder, because a murder is not a murder, not all murders are equal apparently, he has to fucking be like, oh, no, I did this for a conversation. I did this so that we can have like some moderation. That's terrible.
to that. You did not say how many weeks.
What the deal is. Lindsey Graham's
You did not say
a
how
good
many
man.
weeks.
He's got an idea, and a lot of other people have an idea. And I look at all the
And
different
a lot of people
ideas, and
will
I'll
be curious
make the,
what
I'll
your
make the right
idea is on
decision.
that. President Trump, we've got more questions to come for you tonight.
I'll
We'll
make
be
the
right
right
back
decision for the
in just a moment.
He won't answer it. That's not good to be wishy-washy. They know what his answer is. The only reason to be wishy-washy, even the audience isn't clapping. Now they're clapping loud.
Welcome back to CNN's Republican Presidential Town Hall with former President Donald Trump. President Trump, I'd like you to meet Jennifer Simmons. She is a stay-at-home mom and former town selectman from Wyndham.
And
She's a
she's
Republican, and she voted for you in 2020. Jennifer, what's your question tonight?
Good evening, Mr. President. Title 42 is expected to expire tomorrow. Our southern border and now our northern border are experiencing record migration.
She lives in New Hampshire.
You don't understand.
She lives in New Hampshire.
No, you don't understand. They're under attack, dude.
She lives in New Hampshire.
MS-13 is so active in
She's
New Hampshire.
We learned on May 2nd that the Biden administration plans on deploying 1,500 troops to the southern border. Do you agree?
Did she say snow Mexico?
No.
Did she say our northern border is under attack?
Wait, no, hold on.
No, I'm not even. I think.
And now our northern border are experiencing record migration.
Hold on, wait.
Tomorrow.
What's your question tonight?
Good evening, Mr. President. Title 42 is expected
It's
to
happening.
expire tomorrow. Our
It's
southern
happening.
border and now our northern border are experiencing record
It's happening.
migration.
Northern border,
We
yeah.
learned
It's
on May
happening.
2nd
Snow
that-
Mexico is in effect. Patriots are rising up. Republicans are finally coming on board with the Hasanabi mindset.
Bro.
Oh my God. I have been waiting for this moment.
The journey to Canada is insane. Like, what?
Dude, I've been waiting for this moment, dude.
People
I've
are
been
sneaking into Canada, then sneaking into the United States?
I've been joking about how we need to shut off our border to Snow Mexico for the longest time, and now Republicans are finally advocating for it.
That is so funny.
It's so good. It's it. We did it. We did it. This community did
That
it.
the Biden administration plans on deploying 1,500 troops to the southern border. Do you agree with deploying troops to the border?
He's like, why not troops to the northern border? Please say that.
And how will a Trump administration slow down the rate of migrants coming across all our borders?
Sure. A very fair question, especially since tomorrow is going to be a day of infamy. You're going to have tens of thousands of people pouring into our country. Even the judge, the judge overruled them when they wanted to terminate it early. And he said, that you better extend this thing. The judge in Texas said, I hope you're going to extend this, but this is my policy that they're letting terminate because they lost in court. They wanted to go earlier. You're going to have millions of people pouring into our country right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. These people are sick. Anybody that wants this to happen to our country, they're destroying our country, and this should not be allowed to happen. How they're not going to do a version of Title 42 or my Title 42, which was tough. If people are sick and have infectious diseases and lots of other problems, we don't want them being into our country. We have enough problems right now. We have problems like we've never had in the history of our country.
But Mr. President,
our country is being destroyed.
The reason it's ending is because the health policy, the COVID era pandemic emergency is coming to an end. That's what Title 42 was. You put it in place because
That's
of COVID.
true, but
when it comes to big questions about what your immigration
I love that, that was even ever a point of contention. This was a serious health policy from the guy who just said COVID is fake over and over again. I guess everyone already kind of knew, so it doesn't really matter, but it does feel kind of interesting to watch Donald Trump and even the Brandon administration openly fucking uphold Title 42 as a method, as a mechanism of immigration control to stop people who have both the legal and moral right to seek asylum in this country. These are asylum seekers that are not allowed inside of U.S. borders, specifically because of some bullshit fucking CDC rule.
You're not amusing, Austin? All right.
No, he's saying, no. He's saying, I'm not entertaining you.
Oh, fuck.
Why are you so aggressive?
You need to use... No, actually, he used proper grammar, and I misread it. I do apologize. Or they.
Why did
used
you?
proper grammar.
Why did you fucking?
I thought it was.
Why are you so ready to rush?
They used proper grammar, and I misread it because if it was you're not amusing Austin, it would have been you're not amusing, comma Austin. But they said you're not amusing Austin, and I should have understood that, and I do apologize. In fact, I'd like to promote you to VIP.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
policy would look like if you are reelected. Some of your
Overruled by the
Republican
Supreme
rivals have
Court.
criticized you for not fulfilling the promises that you made on the campaign trail, like finishing the border wall. So how do voters know that you...
CNN is insane, bro. She just said you lied and didn't finish the border wall. When will we get a bigger border wall? That's an insane thing to hear from CNN.
I'm curious what he says.
would get those done if you're reelected?
I did finish the wall. I built a wall. I
And
built
now we're gonna
hundreds
build
of
a
miles
bigger
of wall,
one, folks.
and I finished it. And then I said, we have to build some more because there are areas like water going through a dam. There are some areas where a lot of people are coming. You close up one and they come into another. And we started another 100 miles of wall. In fact, I said to my people, if we start this and don't finish it, and then we had a rigged election, I'm sorry to say it.
The election was not rigged, Mr.
good, I
President.
know.
You can't
I'm
keep
glad
saying
you
that
said
all night long.
And so
You cannot
then
keep saying
they
that the
took
election
over
was
and they
rigged.
decided not to finish it. It would have taken them
Like she's upset that what Trump didn't build a bigger wall like he promised. She's upset about the election. She's upset about abortion a little bit. Like, God, she's such a classic fucking American neoliberal who is, of course, on the conservative side on almost all the issues. She's like, Mr. President, why didn't you kill more Muslims during your presidency? You promised, and you did not fulfill that obligation. Why not? Like, how can your voters believe you on this issue?
3 weeks. I built hundreds of miles of wall. If we didn't have it, it would be hard to believe it could be any worse. They're just letting people flow into our country. Look, a country has to have borders. There's never been anything like is happening to our country right now.
You built about 52 miles of new wall when you were in office, Mr. President. It wasn't the complete wall. One other thing that with
No, but I have to respond to that.
With your immigration, it was only about 52 miles of new wall.
This is what she does. I built hundreds of miles. Some of the wall was up there, and it would be laying on the ground, rusted, rotten steel, rusted, rotten wood, and what the radical left crazy Democrats did, if there's a piece of wood laying down, they consider that a wall. I built 30-foot walls that go down 7 feet into the ground. If there was a little piece of wood sitting in the ground, they said, oh, he's not building a wall. We already had a wall. Because this is the game. They're a party of disinformation.
It's not a game, Mr. President. It's about 52 miles of new wall. One other immigration policy you had when you were in office.
I built new wall.
52 miles
for hundreds of miles.
CBP, Mr.
What I did is I
President.
replaced other wall that was laying down, that was up and rotting in the ground for 30 years. Some of it was steel that you couldn't even see.
Mr. President, it was only about 52 miles of new wall. But moving on, another immigration policy you had was the zero tolerance immigration policy that separated families.
Like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, what? Why are you upset that he lied about, like, not building a wall? What the fuck? She's like, it only makes her come across like she literally wants the wall. It's like,
I think
Mr.
the
President.
strategy is to show.
It's a bullshit strategy.
That's all I'm saying. I think it was a strategy.
It's to show that, like, he doesn't fulfill his promises. Okay, there's plenty of fucking promises that he didn't fulfill. There's absolutely zero reason to be like, you only built 52 miles of wall, pussy. Like, it's just so stupid. That's not a tough question at all.
At the border. If you are reelected, are you ruling out instituting that?
Well, when you have that policy, people don't come. If a family hears that they're going to be separated, they love their family. They don't come. So I know it sounds harsh, but if you remember they said I was building prisons for children. It turned out that it was Obama that was building the prisons for the children.
Would you re-implement that if you're reelected? Is that what you're saying?
We have to save our country, all right? We
So it
can't
sounds
afford,
like that's a yes.
No.
So Obama did a good thing? Like, what? This is what... Okay. Americans are very stupid, but, like, definitely under the Trump administration, we reached, like, a new level. Like, we definitely leveled up in stupidity. Where Donald Trump routinely will contradict himself, and it doesn't even fucking matter. And it makes me so mad. Like, it frustrates me to no fucking end. Haha, owned, get wrecked, liberal. You're mad, so now you lost. But it just frustrates me so much when Donald Trump will say, oh, you want me to not, separate the babies and the mothers. Okay, very bad policy. But they said I built the prisons, but actually Obama built the prisons. It's like, okay, so did Obama do the good policy then? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, it's happening constantly.
There's no fucking thread to follow, and these donkeys don't even give a shit. Which brings me back to the original point about the wall. Because the donkeys don't give a shit, and they're just, like, responding to shapes, colors, and lights that they see on television. When you try to get a gotcha on Donald Trump by being like, he didn't build a wall, what's up with that? That's never going to work on anyone. No independent voter is going to be like, oh yeah, that's right, he didn't build the wall, so I guess maybe I don't want to vote for him this time. And no fucking Republican gives a shit about that anyway, because they don't think Donald Trump could ever do wrong. So who are you trying to win in that regard? You know what I mean? There's no reason to bring stuff like that up. Like, oh, Mr. President, you just got fact checked. All you're doing is, like, you look like a nerd. And in this regard, you kind of look like a nerd who really wanted the wall to be built and was disappointed that it didn't, that it didn't get built.
When you say to a family that if you come, we're going to break you up, they don't come. And we can't afford to have any more. Look at New York City. Look what's happening. They're living in Central Park in New York City. The city is being swamped. Los Angeles is being swamped. Iowa is being swamped. Our whole country is being destroyed.
Iowa?
Millions of people are coming into our country.
Iowa?
Yeah, nobody lives there, so who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna fact check them? You know what I mean?
Nobody. Yeah.
Iowans,
The people in
they don't
Iowa.
even have internet.
The people in Iowa would agree anyway. So
Yeah.
in their. They look out their windows of. They don't even.
Yeah, it's just corn, and then they're
corn, yeah.
That Mexican corn,
That's
brother.
right, illegal Mexican corn.
Country. And you know what the number is going to be, in my opinion, by the end of the year? Not the 4 million that you hear and the 3 million and 2.
10,
I think it's going to be
20,
15 million people. And in these people, they have no idea where they come from. They come from 129 different countries so far. 120,
Mr.
not just
President,
the 4 that we talked
Just to put a button on that, it sounds like what you're saying is that you're not ruling out re-implementing that immigration policy. I want to get to another voter. Caitlin Boissonneau is a student here at St. Anselm College. She's a Republican. This will be the first election that she has voted in. What's her question for the president, Caitlin?
Hello, President Trump. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
The current administration has made it clear that we should continue to provide military equipment to Ukraine so that they can defend themselves. Do you support this decision, and how would you deal with the increasing threat posed by Vladimir?
This is a good question.
I'm curious because he may actually.
Because he's gonna get his fun. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, makes.
Because like again, he needs to he will say like, you know, we're giving too much money to Ukraine, right? Putin's a very bad guy, but we're giving too much money to Ukraine. Under me, there would have been no war. Putin, he respected me. He was afraid of me. He respected me. Didn't need to give Ukraine guns.
Vladimir Putin.
First of all, thank you very much. It's really nice. And it's an important question, so important, because we're giving away so much equipment. We don't have ammunition for ourselves right now. We don't have ammunition for ourselves. We're giving away so much. But here's the thing. I have to say it to start off. No longer matters. If I were president, this would have never happened. And even the Democrats admit that. Putin knew it would have never happened. And his pipeline would have never happened. A lot of things would have never happened. But this would never have happened. And all those dead people, both Russian and Ukrainian, they wouldn't be dead today.
He barely flinched on that. He's like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm spitting right now, okay? Shut the fuck up, Caitlin Collins. I'm talking. I'm the president, okay? When money talking, you listen, okay? It's money calling. You pick up the fucking phone. When money talking, nobody cares about grammar. Shut the fuck up.
And all those cities that are blown up and disintegrated right to the ground, that wouldn't have happened. Okay, now, here's the problem. We've given so far $171 billion. They've given, meaning European Union, which is approximately the same size altogether as our economy. They've given about 20. So we're at 170, let's say, and they're at 20. You don't have to know too much about history to realize, or geography, to realize that they're a little bit more affected than we are, okay? So they've got to put up a lot more money because they're taking advantage.
This is how he did the NATO talk, too. And a lot of dumbasses were like, wow, Trump is like anti-imperialist. He's anti-NATO. He literally sidesteps away from the conversation by pointing out that, like, other countries, they're paying less. They should pay more for their own guns. But American Republicans will eat this up. Okay? It also doesn't mean that we're going to put more... it doesn't mean we're going to give less money to the military-industrial complex. It just means he's going to negotiate so other countries pay more. Okay?
Of us like every other country did. That's why I ended NAFTA and replaced it with the USMCA, Mexico,
But on
Canada.
this issue, Mr. President, I should know, I don't know any Democrats who have said they don't believe Putin would have been invaded if you were president. But her question is, would you continue to give Ukraine money and weapons if you're elected? What's the answer?
I have a very good relationship with...
He's going to say, as long as they give me dirt on Hunter Biden. Just like I asked in that very perfect phone call.
President Zelensky, because as you know, he backed me up with the phony impeachment hoax number one, when he said the president didn't do anything wrong. So I happen to like. So I happen to like. Yeah.
Dude, he's so funny. He's like, I like him. I like Zelensky. He's a funny guy.
He was an actor.
He was, yeah. Zelensky, he's gay, folks. I like him.
Very gay. Different strokes for different folks.
Funny guy. Funny guy.
Son,
What? Are you falling asleep? You want to leave?
would you hate me?
No, not at all. I totally, I see you falling asleep.
I'm trying to, look, it has nothing to do with you.
No, I know. You are, I guess, very fortunate in the sense that
my body has gone through hell.
Well, it's wild that like you can sleep for 10 to 12 hours. That's what's wild to me about this whole.
It's rare, but
Yeah.
when I'm overtired, I can. Yes.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. I'm just happy you're here.
Thank you.
We got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow.
Yes,
a lot of stuff, folks.
A lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Believe me, so
Fantastic.
many, too many
Yep.
stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
A lot
lot
going
of
on.
stuff.
A lot happening.
We're gonna see. We're gonna jobs, folks. A lot of jobs. I'm so tired. I'm running out of talking points.
Yeah.
In a Trump voice.
All right. Dude.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Get out of here.
Right.
Get ready for the podcast tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. What time in the morning?
I have to.
Can you fix that? Figure that. Just text me.
Hold on. Yeah, I have to talk to him right now.
Okay. See you guys later. All right. Peace.
Bye bye. Bye bye. All right, now that we're alone. We're finally alone, folks. Okay. Let me get to my situation here. Let me fix my shit up. Okay, bye-bye, folks. Okay, Zill Disney. Mickey Mouse rings. Trump would never tweet something like this. DeSantis is dead in the water. What is this? We are permanently ensuring that Florida will never become a biomedical security state by enacting expanded and permanent protections against medical authoritarianism. Ew. Dog, this didn't even break 3K. What the fuck? What are you, Hillary Clinton? What is this wordy ass, dumbass fucking tweet, bro? Get the fuck out of here, dog. This shit sucks. You got nothing, homie. You got nothing, okay? You got no juice. You got no motherfucking juice, bitch. You suck. You suck. Okay? Oh, no biomedical authoritarian mega state. Okay, shut the fuck up, bitch. What do you mean medical authoritarianism? Do you know how fucking stupid your audience is? Cater to your fucking audience's stupidity, dumbass. So dumb. He's so bad. It frustrates me. Makes me angry how bad he is. Nothing like my king, Donald
That's
Trump.
right. And I was totally exonerated, by the way. Just a waste of time and money.
You were impeached over that. You
I
were
was
impeached over
impeached.
that, but let's stay on topic here, Mr. President, because the question is, would you give Ukraine
I
weapons
was
and
impeached
funding?
by a crazy woman named Nancy
But
Pelosi.
the question
who
here
should be
is,
punished.
would you give Ukraine weapons and funding if you were
I would
elected?
sit down. Let me just put it a nicer way. If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in one day?
Because I'll meet with Putin, I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely
Do you
over.
want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down this country. Now,
What do you? Can I just follow up on that? You
But
said
one
you
of the
don't
things
think
you
in
have
terms
to
of
do is
winning
you
and
have to get
losing.
you have
Mr.
to get
President,
Europe.
can I just follow up on that because that's a really important
excuse me,
statement
let me
that you
just
just
follow
made
up.
there. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
But you won't say that you want Ukraine to win. You
You
said
know what
when
I'll
you were
say?
in-
I'll
when you
say
were in
this.
office.
I want Europe to put up more money because they're in for 20 billion. We're in for 170, and
that's
they
not
should
an
be,
answer about who
and
should
they
win
should
the war.
equalize. They have plenty of money. They should equalize. I got with NATO.
But I'm
When I
asking you
sat down,
about
I got
Ukraine
them
right
to
now,
put up
Mr.
hundreds
President.
of billions of dollars that they weren't paying under Obama and Bush and all of these other presidents. That's why they're able to help them fight the war because of the money I got. But I
let's
want
talk about
Europe
what's happening in Ukraine,
excuse me,
Mr.
I want
President.
Europe to put up more money because they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of jerks. We're spending $170 billion for faraway land, and they're right next door to that land, and they're in for 20. I don't think so.
When it comes to what's happening there, when you were in office, you said that you respected President Putin. Do
Yeah,
you
I do.
still respect him today?
He made a tremendous mistake. He's a smart guy, you know. I remember I said he was smart, she was smart. They
What
said
was his
he
mistake?
said President Xi of China, right, is smart. Okay, 1.5 billion people. He's the ruler of 1.5 billion people. I said, yeah, he's a smart guy. How dare he say he's smart? Of course he's smart. They want you to say he's a stupid person. Okay, he's not a stupid person. He's very smart. He's very cunning. And Putin made a bad mistake, in my opinion.
What was his
It would have,
mistake?
his mistake
Bro, his answers for the Ukraine stuff, in the eyes of the overwhelming majority of the public, or not overwhelming, but like in the eyes of normies, is probably one of his strong suits. I know that this is the worst place to say this because this is a hyper online and hyper focused, very political community. And for them, it's like a non-issue. It's like, what? Of course, like, you're going to say, yeah, I want Ukraine to win. I want Ukraine to win. Okay? I'm sure everyone here feels that way to a certain degree. So, like, to you guys, it seems ridiculous that he won't say this because he's like, is he paid by Putin? Like, what the fuck? Okay? But to the normies, dude, this looks great. Like, he's literally, why the fuck should we care about this? Like, that's basically what he's saying. Because that's the average American's perspective on the matter. Is like, why do we give $170 billion to Ukraine when, our children are suffering? You are underestimating the anti-Russian propaganda that has been running for years, dude? Nah. You don't have to be pro-Russia. You just have to not give a shit. And if you think Americans give a shit, you're out of your fucking mind. Americans didn't even give a shit about Afghanistan, brother. Are you crazy? After like 4 or 5 years, even the Afghan war, they were like, fuck it. What are we doing here? What the fuck's going on? You really think that Americans who don't even give a shit about their own wars give a shit about Ukrainians fighting against Russians who are invading their country? Get the fuck out of here. No. Yeah, but there are white people now? Okay. Afghanistan was white people killing brown people, and they were literally like, no, it's too much money. But if you ask the normie if they wanted Osama bin Laden to win, it wouldn't be I don't care. Yes. But if you ask normies, why the fuck is America in Iraq? They would say, I don't know. Yeah, it's expensive. It's costly. People are dying. It's kind of stupid. If you think the average person is like, oh my God, I really think like, if you think they ask the average fucking person, should America keep sending $150 billion of weapons and money to Ukraine or not? Not with like we should use that on American citizens or anything like that. Like, not even the implication that you're going to use those funds on Americans. If you ask them straight up, yes or no, should we just give them this money or not? The overwhelming majority of Americans, with the exception of, liberal media followers, watchers, the people that love the people that read the New York Times regularly, people that watch MSNBC, people that watch CNN, the overwhelming majority of people are going to be like, what? No fucking shot. And it's not even because, it's not even necessarily because like, they think that it's like an unjust war, or they think that it's like a just war, or anything like that. They have no dog in the fight. They just see numbers going elsewhere, and they get frustrated by it. The Pew numbers that you're saying, the numbers don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. For the record, you said, who say when it comes to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the U.S. is providing support to Ukraine, is different than what I'm saying. You put a fucking dollar value on that, which is what Republicans do all the time, and you ask, is it okay to give this much money to Ukraine? The overwhelming majority of Americans are going to say no. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Not like Biden's response to the invasion. None of that. Direct dollars. Okay? Because if you ask Americans, like, is it okay what Russia is doing to Ukraine? Do you think that it's all right? Of course they're going to say, no, it's not all right. Okay? Of course, because what Russia's doing is not all right. And the average American still has the understanding that it's not all right. If you say, should America push back and stop this war in Ukraine? Of course, the overwhelming majority of Americans are going to say yes. Yes, we should. 73% of Democrats and 38% of the GOP think that we should give financial assistance to Ukraine. This doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay? Giving some financial aid to Ukraine or financial aid to Ukraine is entirely different than $150 billion. Okay? That's why I keep saying America is giving $150 billion in aid to Ukraine is a very strong talking point. Okay? $170 billion in aid to Ukraine is a very, very solid talking point that favors how many girls you got over to this night. Brother, your mom is literally outside of my door in my hotel waiting to come in. And unfortunately, I forgot to tell her that I'll be playing a baby game. So I won't be able to have sex with her tonight because I'm going to be playing the new Zelda game. She probably saw my tweet saying I'm going to play a baby game and thought, oh, the baby making game. Because that's what we call it when we're working on getting you a new sibling. Right? I'm boning your mom, and we call it the baby game when I bone your mom. But unfortunately for her, it's not going to happen. Okay? Not tonight. Look at this. Food and medical assistance is at 84%. Financial support is at 73%, 38% for Republicans. The Republican drop-off is massive on this. Tanks, 48, 67. Long-range missiles, 41, 60%. Fighter jets, 39%, 56%. U.S. troops, 22%, 33%. That's insane. That 33% of Democrats think that we should send troops into Ukraine. And 22% of Republicans think that we should send troops into Ukraine. Goes to show you how fucking insane Americans are. Also, who the fuck would oppose food and medical assistance? That's insane, dude. 12% of Americans were like, nah, dog. That is actually the most wild statistic I've ever seen. That's unhinged, dude. Oh, that's awesome. Americans are so crazy, bro. What the fuck? The support also has been softening compared to a year ago. Support for Ukraine aid softens in U.S. public poll says. This is from February 15th. Views on Biden's handling of the war divide largely along partisan lines. 40% say they have a great deal of confidence in Biden to handle the situation. 50% have some confidence, and 9% have hardly any. Among Republicans, the large majority say they have hardly any confidence. Okay, again, none of this is talking about how much money is going to Ukraine. Half of American is libertarian and the other half is fascist imperialist. Yeah. What? For like 10 minutes, then pause for rant, then go back another 10 minutes, then rant once more, and then say that's enough for today and call it a night. Did I guess it right? What? What are you saying right now? I don't even understand. At this point, I was falling asleep last night. Since last March, the percentage of Democrats saying the U.S. should have a major role has dipped in Ukraine, has dipped slightly from 48% to 40%, while among Republicans, it's dropped from 35% to 17%. Democrats also remain more likely than Republicans to favor imposing economic sanctions on Russia. That part is fine, whatever. Accepting refugees from Ukraine, providing weapons to Ukraine, 63% to 39%, and sending government funds to Ukraine, 59% to 21%. None of that is still a numerical value. They're just saying like, oh yeah, no, guns is fine. You know, we're helping them out. And of course they're going to say that. The media has done a very good job of showing this as like not a massive way to offer financial packages to the military-industrial complex, but instead as a just war that America is fighting for pure reasons. But even then, Americans get sick of shit. Okay? And they are. They're getting sick of this. This is probably Donald Trump's strongest position, in my opinion.
Was going in. He would have never gone in if I was president. We used to talk about it there.
Do you believe that he is a war?
We used to talk about it. Fuck you mean? Wait, what? Wait, what does that mean? So Trump and Vladimir Putin had conversations about invading Ukraine? Wait, come on, man. That's a fun conversation. Just at least like be a little curious instead of reading a fucking script in front of you. What does that mean? I am getting tired of you. Oh, well. Are you in Windows 11? I just got here. I don't. It's not my computer. It's March's, so it might be Windows 11. I don't know. Maybe. Trump said that before. I know, but like, what did they talk about? I want to know.
Criminal?
What?
Do you believe that Putin is a war criminal? He's responsible for the deaths of thousands of Ukrainian men and
I think it's something that should not be discussed now. It should be discussed later, because right now we have to get a war. If you say he's a war criminal, it's going to be a lot tougher to make a deal to get this thing stopped. Because if he's going to be a war criminal...
Damn. I'm not going to lie. I think, dude, that's... God damn. He's like actually not bad at this. No, he's not wrong. He's not fucking wrong. Like... This is, okay, the real reason why he's saying this is because he doesn't think Vladimir Putin's a war criminal, right? That's the real reason why he's not saying it. But that is an expert way to deflect away. To make your, again, really fucking ridiculous talking point or ridiculous position come across like a good position. Oh, I'm just doing diplomacy. I'm just doing diplomacy. That's why I don't think we should say he's a war criminal. Come on, we're just doing it for diplomacy. Meanwhile, he doesn't think that Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. Let's be real. Of course he doesn't. Fuck, man. I mean, shit.
Criminal, where people are going to go and grab him and execute him. He's going to fight a lot harder than he's fighting, under the other circumstance. That's something to be discussed at a later date. Right now, we want to get that war settled. And I'm not talking about the money either. I'm talking about all the lives that are being, the number of people.
Trump is evolving into a politician that's scary. You're out of your mind if you think that that is a politician answer. No, the politician answer in this situation is yes, Vladimir Putin absolutely is a war criminal, and we have to do everything we can to stop him. And he's a big bad guy, and we're gonna kill him. Actually, I'm gonna kill him personally, kill him dead with my hands. That's the politician answer. It's like ridiculous. It's silly. It's unproductive. Even if it's true, like the fact that Putin is a war criminal, which he is, saying that is you have no power anyway. You know what I mean? You're not going to change anything. It's silly. He's doing a really good job of like appealing to the broader audience and not coming across like he's dick-sucking Vladimir Putin. Even though he is dick-sucking Vladimir Putin. Like, he's not doing the talking points, so he's coming across as unique and closer to the average person than the politicians that they hear on television. And I think that that is what actually separates Donald Trump from the crowd, and it certainly separated him from the crowd in the previous election, not the one that he lost, but the one that he won.
Being killed in that war is far greater than you're hearing. When they blow up a city and those buildings come pouring down and then they say 2 people were injured, no, hundreds and thousands of people are being killed, and we have to get that war settled.
We have more with former President Trump right after this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with questions
It
from
blows
voters
my
right after
mind.
that.
It
Trump,
blows my fucking mind that he is, again, looking like fuck. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. Donald Trump is a violent, virulent racist. He is a violent white nativist. He is a imperialist, just as every other fucking Democratic or Republican president has been. Okay? But he can come across, just like he did in 2016, like he is anti-fucking war again. As opposed to the Democrats who he portrays as pro-war. I hate this. It makes me so mad. It is so frustrating. Especially because Democrats look like they are like hungry. They're bloodthirsty. To be fair, here's what I think. I'll take it one step further. I think in 2020 he lost partially because he couldn't come across like he was a peaceful dove against Joe Brandon, who wasn't in power when he was. So he couldn't even hit the peaceful dove talking points in the same way that he can right now. So that actually is a giant. I think it's not a dub, but like it's helpful for him.
We have a lot more voters' questions, I should note, in here in New Hampshire to get to, but I also want to talk about some of the other investigations that you're facing. We talked about others at the top, but one of those is the special counsel's investigation into classified documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago. Why did you take those documents with you when you left the White House?
I had every right to under the Presidential Records Act. You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there, and I took what I took, and it gets declassified. Biden, on the other hand, he has 1,850 boxes. He had boxes sent to Chinatown, where they don't speak even English in that Chinatown we're talking about.
I got to stop you right there.
Nobody talks about him. They talk about us. Just so you understand, I had every right to do it. I didn't make a secret of it. You know, the boxes were stationed outside of the White House. People were taking pictures of the GSA of the various people.
I got to stop you right there, though, because the Presidential Records Act, which is not well known to a lot of people, I read it. It does not say that you can take documents with you. It says actually that they are the property of the federal government.
It says you talk, you negotiate, you make a deal. It's not criminal, by the way. The Presidential Records Act is not criminal. And just so you know,
it does not say you can negotiate to take the documents with you.
Can I tell you? Just so you understand, the Presidential Records Act is not criminal. I took the documents. I'm allowed to. You know who else took them? Obama took them. Nixon took them. Reagan took them. Oh, he didn't? He didn't?
The only difference is that anyone and everyone who took documents, including Mike Pence, immediately cooperated with the authorities when they asked to retrieve said documents, whereas you, in a very unique and very Trumpian way, decided not to do that. To what reason, I still don't know. Not that it fucking matters, but it's just like really stupid. Also, bringing up Nixon is pretty funny. But I guess he can say like Nixon successfully sued the American government for like, I think $30 million to retrieve his private tapes. Well, his estate did.
Here that I'd like to note.
Reagan
National
took
Archive
them.
says that President Obama
Even Jimmy
did not
Carter,
take
even Mike
documents.
Pence had some documents, and he's a very honorable guy.
You referenced
but you know who
Biden.
took them more than anybody is Joe Biden. He has 1,800 boxes,
That's
and
not
nobody
accurate,
even knows
Mr.
where
President,
they
and you
are.
know that.
1,800, and nobody talks about him.
Mr. President,
And they
that's not accurate.
put a rough guy on us, and in the
I think
meantime
it's
they have
important, Mr.
nobody.
President, to actually set the record straight here. They took documents, including President or Vice President Pence. When they realized they had documents, they turned them back over. The difference is that you waited to turn yours over, and it was a year and a half effort that included a subpoena with those documents. One question about what happened when you had those documents.
It included a raid on my house. That's what it included.
But
They didn't raid.
You'd gotten a
They didn't
subpoena,
raid
and they had not
Biden's
been
house.
turned over yet.
I mean, they literally did go to his house. The only difference is Biden consented to it, whereas you didn't, which is why, like, it's so stupid, dude. Biden consented to it, so they went to his house peacefully. You had the opportunity to have the authorities come to your house peacefully. You flubbed it. You refused to take that. Like, what do you mean? You're the reason why there was a fucking raid. The FBI at every step of the way was like, please, sir, can we just come in secretly? Can we just get the documents? It's weird that you don't really want to give us the documents. I don't understand why. But, like, can we just please take them, please?
They didn't raid
like,
Biden's
no!
house. You know what happened? They put him in the house. That's the one with the Corvette where the documents were laying all over the floor. That was fine. And you know who happens to be at Mar-a-Lago? Secret Service, and they're phenomenal. I have Secret Service. He didn't have Secret Service. The other thing, the vice president cannot declassify. He didn't have the right to declassify. He has documents from when he was a senator. And even Democrat senators say, I can't believe it. No, I went by the Presidential Records Act, and we were negotiating with NARA.
That's not what it says,
And
Mr.
NARA has
President.
red flagged a thing called the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights because they consider them
Mr.
dangerous
President, that's
documents.
not what it
Those
says,
are the people we're dealing
and
with.
I should note that there is a special counsel investigating your document situation, also President Biden's document situation. When it comes to your documents, did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were
do you mean, not
declassified
really?
after. Not that I can think of. Let me just tell you, I have the absolute right to do whatever I want with them. I have the right. I was negotiating with NARA. Do you know what NARA is?
The National Archives.
Extremely
But you don't
left
negotiate
group
with
of
them.
people. Extremely left. And I was negotiating with
They're
them.
not
All of a
left,
sudden,
they're
they
bipartisan.
raided my house. They didn't raid the house of Joe Biden. They didn't raid Obama.
Joe Biden didn't ignore a subpoena to get those documents back like
Joe
you
Biden
did. And so
took
that's the question.
1,850 boxes.
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return
Are
them.
you ready?
People are complaining about the echo, so I'm trying to lower the fucking computer desktop audio without lowering it on OBS so you guys can hear loudly what the fucking, what Trump is saying without hearing an echo.
Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
You
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Own.
Can you answer why you
Very
why you
simple.
held on to the documents?
I was negotiating, and we were talking to NARA, that's Washington, to bring whatever they want. They can have whatever they want. When we left Washington, we had the boxes lined up on the sidewalk outside for everybody. People are taking pictures of them. Everybody knew we were taking those boxes. And the GSA, the government service, the GSA was the one taking them. They brought them down to Mar-a-Lago. We were negotiating with NARA. All of a sudden, they raid our house. When Biden had his documents, he won't give back the 1,850 boxes. And you're going to find some real gems in there.
But it was
So
Biden
you
who
can't have
alerted
all
them that
these
he
different
had the
sets of-
documents.
all
The
these
National
different
Archives
sets
reached
of-
out to you to get your documents back. Why did you not turn them over when you got a subpoena
Because we were
asking for you to turn
negotiating
them
with
over?
them. We were negotiating with them.
What?
As per the presidential.
Like, what does he mean we were negotiating?
Records Act. We were negotiating with NARA.
That's not what the
Very nice
Presidential Records
people,
Act says. I've
but they
seen
got to
it.
love our Constitution a little bit more, and they shouldn't red flag it, by the way. Very nice people. We were negotiating with NARA, and that's what the Presidential Records Act says, because Richard Nixon, surprisingly, had problems, and he had a lot of problems dealing with NARA, and they ended up passing
that's why
legislation
they
called the
created the-
Presidential
right.
Records Act, just for this kind of a thing. We were
My
dealing
last
with them.
question
We were
on this
talking.
sub- on
Excuse me.
this
Wait a minute.
subject,
Wait.
Mr. President.
Literally no echo at all for this AirPods Andy. No, there's a little bit of an echo. I can see it. It's supposed to be like lower than the actual audio of the desktop audio though, so it's not like really in your face, not as bad. But you can totally see it. Nara. It's not distracting, adapt and overcome. Thank you. It's fine, ignore them. They're actually being fucking babies right now. No, it's all good.
We were talking to
Bending
them.
the knee to the audio pedophiles. Yeah, sometimes. Nara. The echo makes it sound funnier. Okay, well, still. You're in a hotel. Don't give in to backseat streamer Andy's. You're being a little whiny baby. Wait, what? I'm not whining about anything. What the fuck? What am I whining about? Stop capitulating to the radical audio sensory mafia. The only mafia I capitulate to is the top of the hour mafia, okay? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you want to be a part of the protection racket, well, then all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. That's right. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here is the 3-minute ad break now, folks. Oh.
We would have done it, but all of a sudden they raided the house. Now, why hasn't the FBI raided Biden?
But I just explained to you why.
No.
It's because they alerted.
This is so funny. Like she actually did give him an answer on that. And he's like not interested in hearing it. You know what I mean? He's like, why haven't they done it? It's like, well, what are you supposed to do? They did. They went to his house. But like he gave them consent. You didn't.
The government that they had those documents and had them come and get the documents from his house.
No,
My question for you, though, when it comes to documents, do you still have any classified documents in your possession?
Are you ready?
Do you?
No, I don't have anything. I have no classified documents.
Are you
and
ready?
By the way, they become automatically
Why did he say it like
declassified
that?
when I took them. But
No, you
why?
have to declassify
Let me ask
them.
you a question. Why is it that Biden had 9 boxes in Chinatown? And he gets a lot of money from China. Why is that? And
There
why,
is no
why
evidence,
are
China.
Mr. President. No, you cannot
why
say
aren't
that. There
people
is no
bringing that
evidence
up?
of that, Mr.
And why don't
President.
they put this
What
guy
you're
Jack
referring
Smith
to
and his
is an
group
office
of
that he
group
had.
of thugs?
Mr.
Why don't
President,
they put him in charge of that?
I need to stop you right there because there's no evidence of what you just said there. What you're referring to there is an office that he had
No.
after
That's
leaving
at the University of
vice
Pennsylvania.
presidency.
Well,
He had a temporary office. But I want to ask you about another investigation
You're so
that you're
wrong.
facing.
You don't know the subject.
I do know the subject.
He had
and I
one
do
at
know the
University
facts,
of
Mr.
Pennsylvania,
President.
but he also had
I want to
9
move on to
boxes
another
in
investigation that you're
Chinatown.
facing, which is the one.
So what does this take? Like, does he think that like the Chinese Communist Party is operating out of Chinatown or something, and like that's why Joe Biden put the boxes there? Like, what the fuck? Like, do people think Chinatown is China? Like, what's happening? That part I kind of missed. I am. That's awesome. If the Republican base of voters have decided that Chinatown is actually in China and not in America, and is just a bunch of like American people living there. Extremely important Fox clip.
Goat. You know they're prey because their eyes are on the side of their head. That's how you know that,
Yep.
But they eat cans. I don't mind them eating the bushes. They eat cans.
Wait. What about the eyes on the side of their head?
That means
That
that
means
they're
you're-
prey and not predators, so they can look out.
you're a predator.
You're a predator, like a pedophile. Not that you're a pedophile, but like
That
predators.
is defamation.
A predator has eyes in front of him.
No, I got it.
Prey has eyes on
That's
the
why
side.
vegans make no sense.
Right, exactly. I wanted to buy a goat. You know.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for interrupting the broadcast for that very important piece of information.
One that's
She doesn't
happening
understand
in
it.
Georgia, where they are investigating your efforts to overturn the election results in the state of Georgia.
did nothing wrong. It was a perfect phone call.
Let me finish my question. At the center of that is that
Someone laughed. Someone audibly cackled at him saying it was a perfect phone call. At that point, it's like people, I think, recognize that he's just a fucking asshole. And like, maybe they realize that he's not even in the right there, but they don't even care. You know what I mean? At that point, it's content. Which I agree, it is content. And it seems like the liberals over at CNN seem to agree as well.
call that you had with the Secretary
Perfect
of State,
call.
Brad Raffensperger.
Yeah, sure.
Given the fact that there are indictments expected to come in that case this summer, is that a call you would make again today?
Yeah, I called questioning the election. I thought it was a rigged election. I thought it had a lot of problems. I guess he's Secretary of State. I called. Listen to this. There are like 7 lawyers on the call, many of them from there. We're having a call. We're having a normal call. Nobody said, oh, gee, he shouldn't have said that. Why? If this call was bad, I questioned the election.
You
if
asked
this
him to
call
find
was
you
bad,
votes.
I didn't ask him to find anything. Let me
We've
just tell
heard
you.
Dude, what the fuck? We heard him say it. That's so funny. I wasn't saying that. I was just simply asking, we need 11,187 votes. As in like, oh man, if only we had those votes, then we would win the election. When I said, I'm trying to find 11,147 votes, I simply was saying like, you know, like I'm trying to find them. Like, where are they? What's going on? What's happening?
the audio
If
tape,
this
Mr.
call
President.
was
There's an
bad,
audio of you asking him to
I
find you
said,
11,000
you owe
something
me
votes.
votes because the election was rigged. That election was rigged. And if this call was bad, why didn't him and his lawyers hang up? How dare you say that? This was a perfect
Well, they were
phone
clearly
call.
concerned enough. They recorded the call, and I should note that, of
This
course,
was a call that was made.
Why didn't they hang up on me? The United States of America's president. They didn't hang up because it was a perfect phone call. No one's ever done it like me. They didn't hang up because they were thinking, damn, this is such a fire phone call. You know when you're fucking on the phone on a Friday afternoon when you're in like high school with the girl that you're crushing on and you don't want to hang up and you do the, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. You know what I mean? You play hang up phone tag. That's what was happening in Georgia at the time. They were fucking booed up, dude. Okay? They were like, no, you hang up, sir, Mr. President. Like, no, you find me 11,472 votes.
Made to question the results of election. And when we can't make a call to question election results, then this country ought to just forget about it.
you weren't just questioning the election results.
I was
You were
questioning
asking
the
him
election.
to find you votes. And I should note that there is no evidence of fraud. There is no rigged election in the state of Georgia. I want to get back to the audience, though, Mr. President, because those are false claims you're making about what happened in Georgia. Jordan Tullenberger is here. He's an undeclared voter from Hollis. He voted for you in 2020. Jordan, what is your question for President Trump tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you very much.
I'm 26. I'm a veteran. I help manage a private aviation company.
You want a job?
I'd love one, yeah.
I'm looking for somebody very good.
I'm not for mandates or government interference in private business, but I've
Right.
seen Republicans going after us like DeSantis after Disney.
Right.
What would you do as president to protect us from government interference?
Well, I'm the one that
Wow. Wow, that's a mole, baby. That's a mole, baby. I know a mole when I see him, dude. God damn, he just threw a fucking underhanded softball, dude. He's like, here, sir, this one's for you. Knock it out of the fucking park. God damn, dude. He's so excited. Look at his face.
really, right,
Private business, but I've
Right.
seen Republicans going after us like DeSantis after Disney.
right.
What would you do as president to protect us from government interference?
Well, I'm the one that really wants to protect you. All of these fake investigations of me are about election interference. They think because I'm leading Biden by 11 points, 7 points, 9 points, I'm leading DeSanctimonious by a lot, by 40 points or 45 points. I think he ought to just relax and take it easy and think about the future, because right now his future is not looking so good. I will tell you.
Dude, no, don't say the sanctimonious. Hit him with a little Rhonda. Dude, one day Donald Trump's going to say little Rhonda, and that's how you guys are going to know he hired me. Okay? That's when you'll know. When he says little Rhonda, that means his team is listening. Okay? Little Rhonda. It's so good. It rolls off the tongue. Or Meatball Ron. Oh, God.
This, we are really putting it to Biden, but he's putting it to himself because the economy stinks, inflation is horrible, and the border is a disaster. And by the way, The way he got out of Afghanistan was the single most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Mr. President, I have one more question for you here tonight, and I think while we're in front of the voters here in New Hampshire, this is a fundamental question for you. You are running in the 2024 race. If you are the Republican nominee and you are in that 2024 race, will you commit tonight to accepting the results of the 2024 election?
Yeah, if I think it's an honest election, absolutely, I would.
Will you commit to accepting the results of the election?
Yeah, I mean, he just like, he knows how to deflect away from that.
Regardless of the outcome.
You want me to answer it again? If I think it's an honest election, I would be honored to. And right now, we are so far ahead of both Democrat and Republican.
By the way, honest equals I win. That's what honest equals I win. So if I win, yes, it's honest. So I will, of course, be honored to. If I lose, bye-bye. Obviously, it's fake. That's so stupid. If I lose, it's rigged. If I win, then I'll be honored.
Republican. And you know what? If I don't win, this country is going to be in big trouble. It's so sad to see what's happening.
But no commitment there on the accepting the results regardless of the outcome.
If it's an honest election, correct, I will.
Okay, so not committing to accepting the 2024 election results or acknowledging what happened in 2020. President Trump, I want to thank you for coming here tonight. This was an important conversation with voters to hear and to have. Thank you to our audience and to our host, St. Anselm College. CNN's coverage continues with Anderson Cooper and Jake Tapper.
Wow, what a fucking disaster, dude.